Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Caden McCown. Let's get started. Alright, so we're moving along with the draft class recap videos, and today we've landed on the Chicago Bears. Just a footnote, if your team starts with LMNOP or somewhere in that area, please stay tuned because we will get to them. We're going in alphabetical order. Today we're in the C's. Alright, so the Chicago Bears, no first round pick this year. But that typically doesn't seem to really be a problem with this team. Going back in their recent draft history, they are able to find starting talent in the later rounds. So that is kudos to them and their scouting department. And I think that they're very well informed of what their own needs are, and they don't look to sort of reach, if you will. So yeah, they're pretty grounded in their approach to the draft, and it's garnered some success. I mean, I think Jordan Howard was a fifth round pick a couple years ago, and he ended up being a starter, and he worked out really well for them for a couple seasons. So what have the Bears uncovered this time? Well, let's start with round 2, pick 43, Cole Kmet, the tight end from Notre Dame. Now, I know as this pick was being made, a lot of people in the analyst community or the mock draft community were like, whoa, a tight end this early? I mean, you have other needs, and there's still good players on the board. Grant Delpit, Antoine Winfield Jr. What are you doing? So if you look at the Bears situation, and from what I've read, Matt Nagy really understands that he wants to reshape and remold this position on his team. They've cut Trey Burton. Jimmy Graham has been signed to be their U position tight end, and then Cole Kmet is going to fill in for the Y position, who they think is a major upgrade over Shaheen, which I agree with. He's probably next on the chopping block. So that is sort of the rationale for this. Get the best tight end off the board and somebody who popped off the tape for the Bears, which is what he did. So I'm pretty okay with this after having read the sort of explanation where they plan to go with this pick. So this makes sense, and I think for the Bears, it's going to work for them. All right, moving on. Still in the second round, pick 50, we got Jalen Johnson, the corner from Utah. He probably could have been a first-round pick, but medical concerns with the shoulder is what knocked him down a little bit. So this is absolutely a great pick. It's just a testament to how deep this cornerback class was, where you can get a guy like Jalen Johnson still in the top 50, but at pick 50. So he fills a need for them. That's a very good pick. Now, that's it for the first 2 days of the draft. Moving on to day 3, we've got 3 picks in the 5th round, and remember, this is where I said that they had found value in the past, and I think they did that again. So 5th round, pick 155, Trevis Gibson, the defensive end from Tulsa. They traded up to get him, and it was pretty wise because I think he wouldn't have lasted any longer than he did. It was actually interesting because it was the Vikings that they traded with to get this guy, and I thought this would be a good player for the Vikings, but oh well. Later on, round 5, pick 163, Kendall Vildor, the corner from Georgia Southern. I'm not terribly familiar with this guy, but once again, you're getting another corner off the board. That's 2 corners in the draft. We talked about how they found starters in the 5th round before. This is probably somebody that can come in and contribute. And then to wind down or wrap up the 5th round, pick 173, Darnell Mooney, wide receiver from Tulane. Absolutely great pick. They need more weapons. Anthony Miller's coming along nicely. I don't know how much longer Allen Robinson's going to be with this team. And so Darnell Mooney, great pick. And then moving on to the 7th round, we have 2 choices back-to-back. 226, Arlington Hambright, guard from Colorado, and 227, Latavia Simmons, guard from Tennessee State. They're putting a lot of faith into their offensive line coaches for this one with late round interior offensive lineman picks. Footnote, I don't know if I've said this in any other videos yet for these draft class recaps, but interior offensive line this year in terms of prospect potential was pretty bad. There's some players late that I liked, like Solomon Kinley, Shane Lemieux, Logan Sternberg from Kentucky. So it was slim pickings pretty much all around. I think there was only 2 taken in the first so many rounds, Cesar Ruiz and Robert Hunt, and I don't remember how long it took for the next one to come off the board. So, even guys like the one from Wisconsin, Tyler Bidash, I think is how you pronounce his name, he slipped really, really far, and it just is what it is this year. The interior offensive line depth was not good. So if you were in need of a guard or a center this year, the pickings were very slim. So to sort of just get at least you get what you need, in the 7th round. They're 7th round picks, so maybe you don't see them in a few years, but you got to do what you got to do and address those positions. So we'll see how that pans out for him. So just to wrap up, Chicago Bears 2020 NFL Draft. This is a pretty good haul for what they had to work with, and I think the Bears are hyper aware that they have a lot of team building to do. They've brought in Nick Foles to compete with Mitchell Trubisky. I think Trubisky held this team back when they had Vic Fangio as a defensive coordinator, and that defense was on fire. It is what it is. It's one of those situations where they kind of won despite Mitchell Trubisky being around. Is Nick Foles an upgrade? Yeah, I think he is. I don't know if he doesn't win this quarterback competition. I don't know what to say, what that says about him or what it says about this team. But I think greener days are ahead. The division is changing, if you will. I mean, we're going to talk about the Packers in a little bit, but you can already see the Vikings are trying to rebuild without rebuilding, hanging on to the top of the division. The Packers are sort of in disarray. They don't know which fork in the road they want to take, and the Bears are just trying to play catch up right now. So we'll see how it goes. That's going to do it for this video of this draft class recap for the Chicago Bears. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.